Hi guys, it's Nicole. Today I want to talk to you about nutritional deficiencies that a lot of people can run into when they're on a restricted diet. Now, I eat a mostly raw vegan diet, but on occasion I do have some foods from animal sources. I think it's important to sometimes get foods from an animal because a lot of times you can run into deficiencies if you don't. Some people can thrive on a vegan diet, a completely vegan diet, but it's impossible to get things like B12 from plants. Some people who are vegan get it from nutritional yeast, but this is a B12 analog. It's really not the same thing as the B12 you would get from an animal source. So the first thing I want to talk to you about today is zinc. And zinc is important for immune function, our fertility, our cardiovascular health. It improves our cell health. And a lot of times people run into deficiencies with zinc because when they're getting it from a plant source, like, say, pumpkin seeds, because there's phytic acid in seeds and nuts. And if you don't soak these, the phytic acid actually inhibits the absorption of zinc, and it also inhibits the absorption of iron and calcium and magnesium. So, in order to get rid of the phytic acid, you would want to soak your pumpkin seeds or your nut. And the first thing you would want to do is just put your pumpkin seeds into a glass container and pour water over it and cover it with the water and let it soak overnight or for about 8 hours. And then you would want to drain the pumpkin seeds of the water and place it on a Teflon sheet and put it into a dehydrator and let it dehydrate until it's completely dry. If you don't have a dehydrator, you can always use a low oven. So the deficiencies that you could run into if you are low in zinc are, it affects your sense of smell. You may get frequent colds and flus, suffering from things like acne. You can get little white spots on your nails. Your wounds might not heal as well. You can get diarrhea, that sort of thing. So if you're experiencing any of these deficiency symptoms, you might want to consider, maybe getting zinc from things like oysters, shrimp, salmon, that sort of thing. If you don't want to eat anything from an animal, that's fine. You could still get it from things like pumpkin seeds and nuts and that sort of thing. But please remember to soak these to get rid of the phytic acid so that you can fully absorb and take the benefits of the zinc. So the next vitamin I want to talk about is B12. Now, of course, a lot of vegans run out and get, B12 from a health food store, and this is really not a good idea because uh, all the B vitamins work together in the body synergistically. So if you're taking mega doses of one of the B vitamins, you can actually run into problems with the other B vitamins. If you take one B vitamin, it will deplete the others in the body. So you could take a complex, a B complex, but I'm going to get into why that's not really a good idea. So either. B12 is important for energy production. It removes homocysteine from the blood, which homocysteine actually damages the arteries. Getting enough B12 prevents nerve damage. It improves mood and brain function. So it's very important to get enough B12. The deficiencies would be like muscle weakness, tingling in your hands and feet, mental fogginess, memory problems, and it also increases the risk of diseases like dementia. So the next nutrient I want to talk to you about is calcium. And as you know, vegans don't get any dairy products in their diet. Of course, I don't eat any dairy products, but it's definitely still important to get enough calcium. I get my calcium from foods like broccoli, almonds, sesame seeds, molasses, those sort of foods. The deficiency symptoms of calcium would be, insomnia, numbness, tingling in your hands and feet, um, brittle bones, that sort of thing. You're breaking your bones a lot. And then calcium is important for our bone health, very important, and for our nervous system and our heart and our cell health. The next nutrient I want to talk to you about is iron. Iron is a component of hemoglobin, and this helps to transfer oxygen from the lungs to the tissues and the rest of the body. If you're going to be getting iron only from plant sources, you're going to want to make sure you get enough vitamin C along with it. Iron from plant sources is not very well absorbed, so vitamin C boosts the absorption of iron from plant sources. And deficiency symptoms would be those like you would get from anemia, tiredness, paleness, weakness, cold hands and feet, brittle nails, that sort of thing. So you need to definitely get enough iron. The food sources you can get from plants would be molasses, beans, spinach, kale, that sort of thing. Now, iodine is actually extremely important, and most people are actually deficient in iodine. It's extremely important for our thyroid function, our brain health. It reduces the risk of fibrocystic breasts and also breast cancer. The symptoms would be like getting a goiter, which is swollenness right here in the thyroid area, bulging eyes, um, brittle hair. Sometimes, if you don't have enough hair on the outside of your eyebrows, that can be an indicator of a thyroid issue. And that's usually stems from a lack of iodine in the diet. I get a lot of my iodine from things like oysters, shrimp, and seaweed, and that sort of thing. So it's very important to get enough iodine. Potassium bromide, it's a additive that they put in breads. It's found in carpeting, hair dyes, plastic, furniture, that sort of thing. So it inhibits the thyroid hormone production. So the next nutrient I want to talk to you about is omega-3 fatty acids, and this is a very important nutrient to get. It normalizes cholesterol. It's important for our skin health, our heart health, our moods. It prevents depression, lowers risk of cancer. It's an anti-inflammatory, so it's very important to get enough omega-3 fatty acids. A lot of vegans think erroneously that you can get enough omega-3s from things like flax seeds, walnuts, and chia seeds. And while these do have omega-3 fatty acids in them, they come from the ALA form. And the body has to actually convert ALA to EPA and DHA. And many people have a problem with this conversion. And there's really no way to know for sure if your body is converting it correctly. So I think it's important to get omega-3s from plant sources and animal sources. And those animal sources would be fish, shrimp, um, clams, mussels, oysters, that sort of thing. Salmon is a really great source of omega-3 fatty acids, and there's nothing wrong with eating chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts. But like I said, it's best to get it from both sources, plants and animals, because you really don't know how well your body is converting that ALA to the very important EPA and DHA that our bodies Another vitamin I want to talk about is vitamin D, and this is very important for our immune system, our bones, for our cardiovascular health. It reduces the risk of cancer and diabetes. So it's very important to get enough vitamin D in our diet. However, actually is pretty difficult to get enough vitamin D just in food alone. Sitting in the sun for 15 minutes or so uh, can give you enough vitamin D, but I live up north, so it's kind of difficult to get enough vitamin D from the sun up here. If you live, closer to the equator, it's easier to get that vitamin D that you need. So that's why it's important to get it from sources like cod liver oil, which is what I take. You can get a little bit from eggs or fish or liver, that sort of thing. But you know, like I said, it's very difficult to get enough in the diet. So cod liver oil has more than, say, an egg or something like that. So taking a vitamin D supplement, you can do that, but I'm going to get into that in a little bit. The problem with synthetic vitamins, a lot of people who eat a restricted diet go out and just get a multivitamin or take massive doses of B12 or something like that. And a lot of people go into a health food store and just start grabbing things off the shelf, not knowing what they're doing and thinking that they're doing something good for their bodies when actually, in the long run, they're hurting themselves. For example, synthetic vitamin C, also known as ascorbic acid, is not found in nature. It's not produced in plants, it's only made in a lab. And ascorbic acid and vitamin C are not the same thing. Ascorbic acid is not a complete vitamin, but it's really only the outer layer of the complete complex known as vitamin C. The complex of vitamin C, when it's found in food, is composed of a bunch of elements, not just one. And all these elements have to be present in order for our body to really absorb and benefit from the vitamin C. Because synthetic ascorbic acid doesn't contain this full complex, your body either has to gather these missing components from the body's reservoir, or it just kind of eliminates it through your urine without even benefiting the body. So it's kind of wasteful to buy ascorbic acid. And Another thing is that when ascorbic acid breaks down, oxalic acid is produced, and this binds to calcium oxalates, which can actually lead to kidney stones. It can wipe out your good bacteria in your gut. Um, so, vitamin C is actually a very unstable and delicate molecule. So, if it's heated or if it's exposed to light, it gets destroyed. So, getting it from food is very, very important. Raw foods, because heat, like I said, destroys it. So, if you were to take, a red pepper, which is very high in vitamin C, and cook it, it's going to destroy all, if not most, if not all, of the vitamin C. Another problem is that it's synthesized from corn syrup, which most of the time is genetically modified. Most vitamin pills you get at the store come from chemical sources. These include petrochemicals, coal tar, chemically manipulated sugars, and inorganic minerals. And the body doesn't really know what to do with these. They're very harmful. If you're going to supplement your diet with products found in a health food store, make sure they're from food. Dr. Schultz's Superfood is a great product that I use. Marcus Rothkrantz has an herbal vitamin C, which I showed you in another video, or his Wild Force Green herbal formula, something like this. These are really, really high quality food based products. There's nothing synthetic in it, it's just dehydrated. If you want to save money, you can go out and get your own fruits and vegetables and dehydrate them yourself and blend them up and make your own little product yourself. That would be a good idea to save money. So, in conclusion, I think it's extremely important to get all your nutrients from food. A lot of people on a restricted diet run into deficiencies. Make sure you're getting enough nutrients, like the ones I was talking about in this video. And if you have any questions, comment below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And I want to thank you so much for watching and have a blessed day.